welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Bricky CPK here, joined by Elevated. We got map number 2 just around the corner here. And again, what a map one we had right there. BSG taking AKREW out on Breeze. That was BSG's map choice, but still, that was an impressive performance from them, taking a 13-7. I mean, I was looking at the scoreboard here too. Churms leading the way at 22 frags. You had Redux at 21, Birdie at 18. All top 3 fraggers in that game on the side of BSG. They played very well. Their teamwork was certainly there. And especially that second half, they just really took over.
Yeah, it's also interesting to note that both teams' top fragger was Chamber. Obviously, kills are not everything in this game, but the fact that this agent, quote-unquote, Sentinel, is coming in kind of playing this, it's almost like a secondary flex duelist or something, because Sky used to be kind of thought of that way, but in this case, it was the Chambers doing the heavy lifting for both teams.
Even slowing down right there, that shot from Redux still looks so freaking fast. I love this production and what we're gonna see with it. But yeah, speaking of him, on that Chamber, Sentinel, not so much in the way it's played at this level. It feels like much more of that duelist playstyle, certainly getting those kills. But as we talked about, we're gonna be going to bind for map 2 now. Again, this is AKREW's map choice, and we're going back. We're talking about the streak and everything. I mean, overall data suggests that you know. Let me actually sort it real quickly by the time, because
They're 15-1 on bind in the last 2 months.
Okay, so that's exactly what I was going to go for there. Okay, so yeah, 15-1 on Breeze. They were 5-0 though, so I mean, Breeze, they were also good, and that's their first loss on Breeze, I guess, in that time frame.
Yep.
But yeah, bind 15-1 again. This is during this huge win streak they have going, so it kind of makes sense. But obviously, it is one of their most played as well. Is worth pointing out. That's why they chose it.
Yep. And they've been running the same comp every single time, which is an Astra, Jet, Sky, Sova, Viper. So we'll see whether that is what they bring to the table here. Most likely would be my guess. On the other side, you know, will we see the Chamber? Will we see the Verdi Rays? Who knows? Bind is one of those maps where sometimes the Jet gets swapped out. We've only seen Redux play Jet, basically. So I am kind of curious to see what the lineup looks like on the side of BSG.
Interesting lineup there from AKREW, honestly, if that's what they run. As you mentioned, the Astra, Jet, Sky, Sova, and Viper. No true Sentinel, technically. You know, not running the Killjoy, not running the Cypher. Dare I say Chamber, you know, if that's what they stick to. So we'll find out here shortly as the players going to be getting set up and ready to go for that map too. But yeah, same thing with BSG. And curious to see what they choose to run. But they at least got that momentum of knowing that they're up 13-7 at the first map there. So 1-0 in the series. Of course, Haven is map 3 if needed. And certainly very possible, as we kept stressing going into this series, that wouldn't be surprised if we go 3 maps here. Let's take a look at some other matches while we're still setting up for this one and how those have been playing out. So quick refresh here. Okay, so same Raffle Lamau did defeat Kawareta 2-1. So they move on to the winter finals. They'll play Radiance in that Group B matchup. Then we already talked about Salt and Vinegar going up against Bjor's Kittens in the winter finals of Group C. And Salt and Vinegar is up 1-0 in that series so far, as they won 13-7 in their first map. So CLG Red and Mugiwara are going at in an elimination match currently in map 1 themselves.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how these brackets shake out, because I mean, we have a matchup like this where we've got AKREW against BSG. Both teams look like, you know, are these teams that we should be expecting to see later on in the tournament, and how will they be able to escape their group, as one of them is obviously gonna have to lose here.
You see the players in AKREW on the left-hand side, got some fans in the crowd as well, representing the flag and everything. On the other side, BSG, the one's up 1-0 now, and saw them, of course, in the previous Frag Major here at the same venue about 3 weeks ago now, and where they were the runner-up. So, and we kept stressing that just because of the team name, don't necessarily look at that and not have high expectations, because they certainly should have high expectations and already shown it so far. But yeah, fun to keep an eye on the results here. As we mentioned, today we got 4 best of 3s, going to be happening in total. This being our third one here, obviously. But like I said, if it works out as we did with the previous one, we'll start the playoffs tonight with the first round, and then it'll go into the semifinal matches, followed by the grand finals tomorrow. So be sure to follow this channel for all that coverage going to be happening. Again, we're still young into our first day even of this event right here. And also to clarify again, so the top 2 from each group, there's 3 groups, so you figure, okay, well, that's 6 teams moving on. So that means there will be a bye round for 2 of the teams that advance on to the playoff stage. And from my understanding, how that's going to be determined is based on how well you did in the group stages in terms of the series wins as well as in the round wins, if it comes down to that. So that's somewhat of an important note as well, right? Where it's like you want to make sure that you're winning big if you can help it, to try to make sure you get that bye round initially.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially because that first round of the playoffs where you could be eliminated from the tournament happens today. And it's going to be your 4th series of the day potentially. So obviously getting to play one less series, having time to kind of sit back and relax before you go into the semifinals is a pretty big boon if you are, we love playing Valorant, but 4 LAN series in a row is a lot.
It is a lot. This is a long day, and yeah, us as casters, it's one thing. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoy my job. It's a long day though, but we love to watch Valorant. But I can't imagine playing that many matches. Really, it's just, especially at this level of play in the tournament environment, it can be stressful certainly, and especially in a series like this, where a team like AKREW is now down to 1-0. So here we go into Bind, and our agent selection is upon us. So again, we have the expected agents for AKREW of literally running the same lineup every single time in the last couple of months, as you mentioned earlier. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. So far with the Viper, the Jet, and the Sky. We'll need the Sova and the Astra to finish it off. On the other side, what do we got? Maybe this is definitely a map where Raze is a potential. So see if Verdi plays that Raze or not. Not looking like they're going to be running a true Sentinel either, though.
It's not too surprising for Booster Seat, right? This is a team that wants to be pushing at all times if possible.
And they're going to get that chance with Raze locked in by Verdi. Redux back on the Jet. And they go the Sova, Viper, and Astra utility around those duelists. So seems like a solid composition, certainly. The one difference is really that Raze for the Sky. So one less flash on the side of a couple less flashes even on the side of BSG, but they got a lot more damage utility.
And of course, the Boombot is just great at clearing a lot of these close angles on Bind. The blast back plays are quite useful as well, and we have seen Verdi play this Raze to great effect in the past.
Yeah. All right. Heading into map number 2. Once again, that scoreboard at the top correct. 1-0 BSG as they're leading over AKREW currently. So take a look at the overview of the map Bind. And it will be AKREW on the attacking side first, this being their map choice after all. BSG on defense. Looks like we've got a bit of a default setup early on. 3 players currently for AKREW are headed towards Showers. Gonna put up a fight. You see a lot of these duels happen on Bind, especially early on at the orb areas.
Yeah, especially Showers, which is such a attack favored orb.
Well, Neon got Diamond, so they get the orb there as well, but Verdi catches one, lurking around mid. They get tagged up, though. Verdi having to fight from both angles, eventually gets collapsed on. That was a tough place to be in, but Churms catches Neon in the sight, so keeps things even for now. They're going to go for the teleport play, but a trade. Redux for Gucci, getting his kill, but Redux gets Gucci as well. And it's down to Konpeki.
Yeah, I also gotta say, I'm always impressed with how much players have evolved in terms of their agent tools. Konpeki.
Okay.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, I'll look in the other direction. And look at, on the other side, Churms is thinking that definitely hitting the A side, but Konpeki going to go pick up the spike and is wondering where the hell Sova is.
30 seconds left.
Who can out mind game the other? Are they going to end up going to the same side is the question now. Looks like it is.
Yeah, it's just one of those kind of luck moments in Valorant where it's like neither player has any clue where the other player is.
Oh, no. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Kenpeki. And, you know, you said it's a luck moment. It's a flip of the coin, however you want to call it. It really was just unfortunate for Kenpeki. He chose the wrong site. And a pretty easy kill there for Cherms.
Yep. But back to the point I was trying to make earlier was that, I mean, we just saw Cherms on the chamber. Now we're seeing him play Sova. Sova's not an easy agent to just kind of pick up and play. And I would say that chamber is one of those that has quite a bit of complexity as well. So, you know, the fact that obviously when the game first came out, it was like, all right, we had our Jet main, we had our Reyna main, we had our Sova main. But it seems like everybody's kind of understanding you need to be able to play a bunch of agents to play this game. Yeah,
we're getting more and more evolving to that point as Neon right there. Not sure what that was about with the shorty, but either way. Coming to fun there in the showers. Verdi feels calm though with a Spectre. You know, just hoping to hit somebody with these shorty shots. No, not going to happen. Verdi gonna get a chance though. Oh, can't line that up. A little too quick of a peek there. AKREW though starting to work up towards A site. They do have a Viper wall in it. Of course, on those pistols. Holding it hard is Verdi.
Very exposed spot, but he has that one way to work with.
Oh no. Just saw enough of Kenpeki there, kind of crouching around, wondering what he was going to do. And eventually finds a spray for the kill. Gucci Classic. It's a Z Classic though, so a little bit of a power up.
Sure.
30 seconds left.
Feeling that extra hype. Inspect the gun and get a nice boost.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Redux.
Spike down B.
Not Spike.
Yeah, Spike down this. They're trying to make a bit of a fake play, it looks like. I suppose
10
maybe
seconds
distraction.
left.
Hey, I'm not sure exactly. Let's be honest. But, well, it ain't going to end well, whatever it was. Verdi will get 4 kills. And Verdi, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to be 1 away from a showstopper. A raise now. Oh, that's a... Okay. Satchel.
It happens. Sometimes you're a little bit too excited. But yeah, like you said, closing in on that showstopper, obviously a big ultimate to worry about here on Bind. And there's obviously wanting to die there, unfortunately having to feed their lives to Verdi to do so.
Yeah.
But they get the full loss bonus going into round number 3.
The gun's coming out as a result. You see Calm's going to lay down that orb, and this is that Viper. But how about this 3-player stack looking to catch Calm? Calm peeks in, but Redux wins the spray duel with the Spectre. I'll say thank you very much for the upgrading gun. That's Gucci. Nice follow-up to the doggo. Kills Boltsy, who was stunned there. So at least they get an early trade. You know, they can hit this B site. I mean, the spike is currently going towards A, as we see on the minimap, but Gucci locking down. And Hookah gets a spray. Got one, but Verdi trades again with the Spectre.
AKREW gonna get the spike down though. A little bit off on the nade there by Verdi, which stopped Redux from being able to follow up super quickly. Maybe cost him his life.
Verdi creeping up short. Needs to look left. Unfortunately, timing by Kenpeki. Now Diamond in U-Haul. Got the flash info. Eventually finds the shots on a Diamond. So make it 2-1 BSG as AKREW. They'll be back to flying for themselves or upgrading even. Now this time around. More so BSG will be. Sorry. Anyways, operator in the hands of Redux for the Jet, and now they do have that showstopper as well. There are Seekers on the other side. Kenpeki manages to have Seekers. They also 1 away from an Astro Wall, it looks like. So, see if Kenpeki uses those Seekers early or not.
Aggressive stack towards B so far. Heading down long. Operators on the other side, so Cherms is going to be caught here. Find him on an island. He slows them down with the shock darts, but they're just charging forward. It is AKREW.
We'll see. Has some protection here, but even taking some snakebite damage in the meantime. Yeah, so many smokes to get through. They're in the site, they're going for the plant, but they still haven't found anyone technically. And now what will they do? Boltsy gets 2 before traded by Pancakes. Yeah, somehow getting 2.
And the crazy part is Redux and Verdi were still holding A that whole time. Like, as the spike is being planted, they're not rotating. They're expecting some sort of lurk. Verdi, no!
Well, that's one of the worst feelings you can have when you pop Showstopper. You get killed immediately. However, nice trade by Redux, so now 2 versus 2. Diamond, good kill on Konpeki. He forced him out with a snake bite. However, this recon dart is huge for Pancakes. Has all the info, but Diamond with the peek. And AKREW, I believe, yeah, they are going to be able to stick that. Excuse me, BSG will be able to stick that and make it to 3-1 now.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, AKREW's setups, they look good, they look coordinated, but BSG is just doing an excellent job just winning duels when they need to. And a lot of the times, that's what these rounds are coming down to.
Well played by Calm right there. Catching the Showstopper Temper Verdi, but again, in the end, didn't matter. As got a retake from BSG as a team to make it 3-1. And now you see the knives for Redux is ready. So he's going to be coming out. Boltsy will have the operator this time around. There's Boltsy. Boltsy looks like is in the B site. Verdi, that's a fun place to be with Raze. Oh. That's scan there once, so they know that they're pushing up long B over here. In fact, Konpeki's going to get the peek on a Churms. Finds 1 kill. That's a Spectre.
Spots Boltsy there, sitting up on top of the middle tube. But Spike headed over towards A, but as you mentioned earlier, Verdi is waiting in the wings with... Oh, never mind. He had a judge, but...
He's got the Phantom, probably a better gun at that angle. Put the Boombot out as they're going in hard. Yeah, the Astral Wall used by AKREW as well. It's going to cut off the side. It does just that. Neon gets Verdi, but Diamond trades on Neon, is making sure not to get flanked. Nobody is flanking currently. Shock Dart in avoids that. Boltsy holding U-Haul. The Astral Wall is going to last a little bit longer. Gonna get the plant off. That was a bad snake bite, unfortunately. Redux gets caught, but Boltsy founds Konpeki, and Diamond manages to get the shot on Pancakes.
I can't believe that Boltsy's retaken lamps with a operator. Not generally the best close quarters weapon in the game.
Oh, Diamond peeked correctly, and now it's up to Calm. Does he have lineups? No, he doesn't have any more snake bites. One is already placed. It's going to wear off here, though. Viper versus Viper. Got it half. Is he just going to stick this? He's going to stick it! Yep. Oh, he sprang too far to the left! Oh, no, Calm! Oh, but what a stick right there on the other side to get the win for BSG. I mean, you can't play in Calm, but man, that's so frustrating at a point like that.
Yeah, heroics at both ends of that round for Diamond. I mean, he found a couple of really crucial kills at the start of the execute, and of course coming up with the nice confident defuse. Bullets fly around his head.
You're right, though. Boltsy retaking U-Haul with an operator helped kind of set that old retake in general for BSG and allowing for the win in the end. And how about this? That's a Viper's Pit locking down A short. So do they challenge? It looks like they're thinking about it. Oh, flying above it. In fact, Verdi, he's pushed in. This is awkward. Neon's on top of the box. Verdi's still alive to hold this.
He's so screwed.
Finally killed by the Spectre Spray and Becky. Yeah, it's a matter of could he take somebody with him? Well, Diamond will get a snake bite kill at least. Hiding in that pit.
One of those moments where there's a jet above you, there's a drone coming at you, you're tagged, there's 3 people running in. Not much you can do other than just go down. But yeah, Diamond did a good job to get a trade there. And AKREW now has to reset, and they're being flanked pretty rapidly by Redux, although he might get timinged here by Neon.
Yep. Redux certainly was not ready for that aggressive knife play in the face, and Pancakes catches Boltsy as well. So suddenly this B side is open. You see the rotation coming out from Churms. Trying to get there as soon as possible with the recon. Killed immediately. Diamond. Oh, what?
30 seconds left.
Okay.
Okay.
Spraying default. Nothing wrong with that.
One enemy remaining.
Instead, they're going to plant towards the A side, so Neon will catch Diamond finally. He was lurking in that hookah spot. But it's up to Churms now, 1 versus 3. Doesn't have a recon for 15 seconds. And understandably, AKREW is going to play pretty safe here. They have a lineup as well, worst case, yeah. It's going to be coming out.
They have a lineup, they've got all the information. Churms just going to try and do some damage ultimately. There's essentially no way he wins this round.
Trying to get some, yeah, a kill or two, but not going to happen. Well played by AKREW as they get their second round here in the first half. So they make it 2-4 at least. But overall, BSG feeling pretty good about the situation, I'm sure. And they're going to be back to, are able to buy, I'm sure, going into round number 7 now. Particularly some ultimate status as well when you start things up. But yeah, you see the timing here. You mentioned Neon happened to catch Redux, unaware. There's, it looks like so. Bolsey's got the Astral Wall. On the other side, you have Hunter's Fury and Viper Spit for AKREW. Very default strategy from AKREW this time around, letting BSG push to them if they choose to do so.
Slowing the pace down here on the attack is AKREW. And Spike being over towards market means that they will likely lean towards B eventually, but if the dog comes out, this could be the fake. It's so hard to push through this one way in A short. And the Viper utility and showers makes things kind of difficult.
Yeah, again, the one way going up, and it's like, we can't really do this. This is a pub, you know, you kind of just run through and get all sprayed to death, but this level of play, like to be a little more methodical with their when to go, and wow, what a peek there. They see just enough of Redux up there on the vehicle. Neon's in. Oh, what did the flash actually got one shot off with the shorty, but not enough for the kill. And it looks like the A side now has been claimed by AKREW. Diamond finds one, but quickly traded out by Com. And it is just up to Boltsy now, who only has a classic and a dream.
Yeah, unfortunate bounce on that snake bite from Diamond as well. Things are just kind of gone the wrong way for BSG here as AKREW looking to start building back into this map. Should be able to cleanly win this one. I assume Boltsy will just wait and try and find an exit maybe, or just die to the spike without giving up any more ultimate points.
Yeah, 100% is gonna die to the spike if he doesn't get a chance here, and it looks like that'll be the case. Last thing you want to do is save that classic. It really is the best case, right? Because as you said, he's not giving up an orb either on the other side, so. Out pretty well, but still the round victory for AKREW, make it 3-4 as we're going into round 8 now. And a little more ultimate status, including Kenpeki picking up the Seekers now. So certainly could be quite the firefight of a round. Gun's going to happen as well for BSG. Yeah, that's Redux thought he had a great angle right there, and Bush just got sprayed just enough on the corner.
We've got our first attacking operator here for Neon, looking for a pick on B long. It looks like.
Gonna go for it. Neon. Ooh, goes for the shot but misses. Redux keeping him guessing where he's at and wasting a couple of bullets there, I suppose, but using some of the jet utility. And Becky will clear out Hookah meanwhile, allow Gucci to start jump peeking now. This makes it a little bit further into there, but Neon still respecting the fact that somebody on the side of BSG could re-peek. They're really pushed up into Hookah now.
Verdi might get caught in middle as comms continue to lurk. Verdi not getting too aggressive here. The drone will push him off the angle. Fall back with the paint shells.
Gonna try to avoid the Hundo. Hunter's Fury War going at it. Pancake's doing some friendly fire damage, but no kills happening on either side. Here come the Seekers though from AKREW into the B side. They're gonna see one in the garden area. They check it immediately. Pancakes jumps out, or Kenpeki, excuse me, but gets traded. Nice hold by Redux so far though, down to 10 life. Oh, dash away. The Shock Daddy avoids it. Some way, somehow, still alive against these three players, and now Verdi comes in to help, and Diamond's in the flank. Redux with the hold, even it finds a third. What a hold from Redux! And even though he didn't get those follow-up kills after the first two, he kept them occupied that whole time.
That was crazy. I mean, he re-peaked 2 people with 10 health and didn't die. Just absolute confidence in his ability to avoid any shots, the shock dart as well. Like you said, even though he didn't get those kills after the initial couple, it's the fact that they know he's there and they can't get rid of him. So it just delays the push in. They don't feel safe to come in and plant. Ultimately wins them the round, and he finishes it off with 3 kills.
And similar to the previous map as well, it's a case of BSG. They win that round. And it was a very chaotic round. And they're going to take the timeout. They'll kind of take a breather timeout here, we'll say, as they're now at 5-3 also in this first half. But I think it's also a timeout where it's like AKREW is, okay, we'll take it too. Got to figure this out. I want to approach it going into round number 9. They do have a Viper's Pit, certainly to help. I'm guessing they'll have some decent buy here as well, but really BSG, especially that B site, seems to be on a decent lockdown there. Granted, that was, again, just some great individual play specifically from Redux. As here we go out of the timeout. And yeah, it is going to be some good buys for AKREW. Almost. I guess Neon won't necessarily have... going to get some buy from a teammate, I'm guessing.
Buy him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So, no operator, but they got the rifles. You see Redux does have an operator, though. Boltsy, did he have a classic again? So, Boltsy just doing the classic play once again. We saw this in the last map, too. If he walls and then does the running through again. That's what he did on Breeze. Maybe that was somebody. That might have been the previous.
Redux just missed the shot there. They know the operator's A, so you see the quick rotation by AKREW towards the B site. Boltsy has a shotgun.
Okay, goodbye the judge there. I was going to say. Smokes are in. Gucci setting up stars. Looking to get the initiation into the B side, but with that judge nearby. Although, actually, now Astra's falling back inside the box. Boltsy. They hear them jumping around. There's 44 seconds remaining, so still, especially on bind, you're never too sure that they're going. There's an astral wall. Going to be placed by Boltsy. It says if you want to come here, it's going to be extra difficult now.
Yeah, and they rotate 2 players over towards A at the same time. So Calm is actually walking into a stacked site right now.
Oh, man.
Relying on the judge and the wall to hold back the pressure on B.
Here we go, Boltsy. Yes! Saw Jet dash in, but didn't fall for the bait. Got one at least. Neon, though. Quick trade, but in the back. Chirps can't. Oh, got one. He got Konpeki. And another trade happening. So a lot of damage, though. Jet, not much life. However, they get the Viper spit down in the B side.
Yeah, but they don't know about this Viper flanking through long.
And there you go.
Diamond finds the kill.
Diamond gets one. Redux has a shorty in hand if needed. Verdi gets Neon check in, and Calm hiding in the corner of the Viper's pit. Gonna wait for the peeks, and Redux gets the peek with the shorty. Shorty's an OP gun in that Viper's pit, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. The pit is just overpowered.
True, that's true. It's fine that there's a nice response of a gun there. But no, BSG, great retake once again. That whole astral wall could really, you could tell, slowed down momentum a lot too. And it made the timing a bit off for AKREW in terms of when they wanted to go. And obviously the judge hold from Boltsy pretty clutch as well. So yeah, 6-3 BSG as we're going to round 10 now. AKREW, not the healthiest of buys. They do have an operator though. Oh, never mind, he changed his mind. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Phantom, maybe not. Okay, figure it out. Back to the operator.
Neon buys the operator.
Yep.
Redux is here as well. Oh boy.
Ooh. And it pays off. That is big for AKREW. Heck of a start. They take away the operator from the other jet. And they have the player advantage now. Verdi very pushed up in mid.
No man's land right now, about to run into 3 people potentially.
Oh. What? You could tell he knew somebody was to the left as well. Went for the quick showstopper play, but got killed quick enough before he could get it off. That's both showstoppers have been unfortunate for Verdi.
That was kind of a Verdi moment where you're like, wait, why is he here? Still gets a kill to make it somewhat worthwhile, but ultimately just a little bit too isolated from this team.
And Calm doing what Vipers do best in this map, locking down a short. And it's going to keep that place occupied. Of course, only 3 players alive for BSG. As Neon's going to go for a recheck now on long B, but 35 seconds remaining. It looks like B is going to be the site they choose to hit, and there's 2 players here for BSG,
30
so
seconds left.
at least they got that going for them. 2 of the 3 in the site, ready to defend. Oh, well, now there's only 1. Diamond left alone, got the spike though.
Down B.
Knows somebody's coming to the right and got a bit distracted right there. Neon finds the operator shot, and now it's just Astra.
Yeah, Bolsey tries to hit the timing, running through the snake bite, will get gunned down by Calm. And speaking of Calm, it's just kind of funny as, you know, with the observer's POV, where we can see the whole map and have the X-ray vision and everything, just watching Calm play this. He's like in his own world playing this Viper game in A short, where he's like, you know, trying to peek through the smoke and find the right timing to get into the lamps, and there's just literally nobody there on the entire site.
Mm-hmm. That was actually a great response from AKREW at least, killing Verdi. Having some fun with that replay of making sure Verdi is aware that that showstopper didn't go through, I suppose. It's been a little unfortunate with the time it's there, but hey, his team's up 6-4, and talk about aggression! And even Verdi's going in with a Bucky! What is happening? When it's all said and done, AKREW still has 4 players alive to the 3 of BSG, but we're having some fun here. Calm gets Volsey, so gets a little bit better, and I mean, obviously BSG is really just saving what will be the final round of the half.
Blocking vision. Obscuring vision.
Gucci's gonna get the walls up, or the smokes. Terms affected by that. Do they commit to this? It looks like they're on default, ready to plant. So Chirp's gonna arrow out and some info. Chirps! Oh, he almost timed that. He actually does get the kill still. Ooh, could not hit that headshot though. And Gucci catches Diamond, checking from the spawn. 5-6, gonna save round for BSG. See what kind of close that we have now.
A little bit of damage, but it's going to be a fine buy for AKREW. Ultimate-wise, we've got the hit available for Diamond. Churms 1 away from the Hunter's Fury. Those are the 2 big ones to keep an eye on there. On the side of AKREW, Knives, Seekers, and the Astral Wall all available. Cake's only 2 away from the Hunter's Fury.
All right, so here we go. Final round of the first half. BSG 6-5 currently. Once again, Verdi pushing up short. Neon with the operator, just enough of an angle, hoping for the slight peak such as that, and got it from Verdi. So already a player down is BSG. See the Viper spit locking down Hookah, meanwhile, from Viper on BSG side.
Yeah, that's a little questionable, in my opinion. You're pitting the B site, trying to force people A, and then you peek A short like that. But maybe we'll see some heroics from Redux. Get smoked off and drowned here, however. Oh, Neon through the smoke. Blind shots Redux, and that big problem.
Yeah, get this player an operator more often. Neon's actually been on point with the operator ever since picking it up several rounds ago. As I say that, finally dies to Churms. It's got a little too aggressive there, but certainly the damage has been done. Becky gets found by Diamond, and Churms gets calm. Suddenly this round is not so won for AKREW. Pancakes still trying to clutch it out. Diamond goes down, and it's up to Churms. 1 versus 2 sprayed through as he reconned out. And the round will be victorious for AKREW, so they make it 6-6. Got spicy there at the end. Well, we had a tie going in round 2, or the second half even.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this has been a very back and forth map. Both teams not showing necessarily like the crispness that we saw in Breeze, I want to say. It seems like these rounds are a lot more scrappy, and players are just kind of like out of position a lot, but fighting their way out of bad spots on a regular basis. And this really could go either way at this point. Becky and Long gonna shoot that dart.
Oh, my apologies there. I muted myself.
That's all right.
Anyways, Kempeki has fallen back to elbow now. After getting found by that dart initially. And speaking of being found, the drone's also going to see him. We're on to force this issue. The walls goes down and in comes Jet with that frenzy. Gets almost a kill right there as Kempeki down to 11 life as well. But Pancakes found a shock dart kill. Churm's jumping in with a right click of the classic. And elbow butt runs into 2 players. So they get the plant of the spike, but AKREW still has all 5 alive. Ducks finally runs down Pancakes. Bolty gets 2. And again, we're looking pretty even, but Gucci gets Bolty, runs out of ammo, was low on life at that point. And AKREW finally clutches it out to make it 7-6 in the second half.
Dog shit. Why are you looking at me? You're literally wearing a shotgun. I died to a shotgun.
Oh my gosh.
Just gonna let it ride.
Just, you know what? Let's.
No commentary.
Oh, not needed.
Every last one of you are dog shit. Your jet player can't use a rifle.
I feel like I'm playing a ranked game right now.
This is fantastic. Oh boy. All right, well, I think they're winding down now. Into the next round we go, as we are going to see a force buy from BSG. Gold Spectres and half armor, so they're looking to play in the second round of the second half.
Fast towards B, which is stacked right now. Bolty finds the first kill though on Kempeki. That's big.
Yeah,
He did so much damage.
I got a dink, but not enough for a kill. He's gonna go for the repeat. Sprays through, gets 2, and almost gets a 3rd. Why not? The duel at Long B is absolutely real. Verdi coming up Puko though. That wall. As soon as he does. Obviously went to the lower right of him. Neon's in the back of the site.
The player's still over at A site, so there is an opening here. Check well though.
And Neon peek behind him as well. Caught Diamond, and Pancakes catches Bolty. Trying to sneak into the side. So again, force buy for BSG does not work out. And now they're going to find themselves saving, aka buying sheriffs. Heading into round 15. Neon already 5 out of 7 towards those knives. Yeah, you see Neon right here. It's puts the cloud down, goes with a spray. Sometimes that's best. He knew he did a bit of damage before, so might as well go for it.
Yeah, all 3 players were pretty low after that initial duel with Neon and Kempeki, and Neon just capitalizing there. Also, shout out to him. He had a very rough first map, but coming up big for AKREW here. AKREW, rather.
Gucci going, peeking again. Ran through the smoke. The Spectre, who's seen it work before, but this time not able to find anyone. It feels like the whole team is here for BSG. They really want this orb. And they are going to get it in the end. Looks like they're going to give it to Raze. Nope, knocking it over. They're going to give it to Birdie. Didn't have the best showstoppers, unfortunately, in the defensive side first half, but come back here on the attacking side now. It's lining up that cursor.
Blocking fish concealment.
The hit.
Here we go, Gucci. And little did he know, Jet was right next to him. In fact, that Jet found Calm. And hiding still, they're both hiding in the smokes, but they don't actually see the agents there. Even the right click gets some damage in. The patience is real, though.
Spike it stopped, though.
Finally, Gucci is exposed. As you mentioned, the spike plant also stopped. Pancake sketches Bolty. Gucci gets Purdy in the end in the showers. And Redux shredded out there. Redux has gotten 2. But now it's just Diamond with 10 life. And again, the spike hasn't been planted. Yeah, it's like, why even peek this exactly for AKREW? You're just giving him a chance at a headshot, so. Also say that, Neon goes for the peek up top and sprays for the kill. So what are we looking at? 9-6 now. 9-6 favoring AKREW, but back to buys for BSG. And essentially going to be the first full gun round here of the second half. And I'm guessing we have some ultimates to look out for. Yes, we do. Neon's knives, and Boltsy's got that astral wall. Redux does have knives and one orb, but has a Vandal, so likely not to come out.
The defenses look pretty solid from AKREW so far. We'll see whether BSG decides to switch up the pace at all. Does not look like it. Verdi is just up B long in a hurry.
Oh, he had the spray initially, but Konpeki takes advantage of not being killed, gets 3. And now he's got the doggo out. It's going to be killed. The distraction is wrong. Konpeki gets 4. He is feeling it this round. Diamond in short. Trying not to give up the ace at this point.
That's what I'm talking about. This whole like the Nats Viper setup in A short has just created this whole meta of Vipers like they're playing a solo game. I was like, wait, what? What are you guys doing over at B?
It's like you weren't supposed to all die like that. Okay. 1 versus 5. What do I do? It's obviously AKREW's very aware of this too. It's like it's a Viper on buy. Where would the Viper be?
Yep.
Guess what? He's short.
Little kick. Konpeki gonna go for this ace, but the timing, no one knows. The flash.
Utility! No!
No!
Ran out of ammo! Oh, unfortunate for Konpeki. But still, AKREW able to enjoy that one in the end, as they will make it 10-6 here in half 1. Or half 2, excuse me. Alright, so now
To
it's...
be clear, I mean, this is the AKREW map, right?
Yes.
This is their pick. They are 15-1 on this map in the last 2 months. And they're starting to show perhaps why. Their defense has looked really like it has no holes so far. BSG is not really even able to get close to planting.
Get out of my way!
Well, they're gonna try to go for a play of sorts here. Of course, on Sheriffs, they do have knives for Jet. Can't outland the headshot though, and on the other side, Jet dashing through the portal. Luckily for him, no one over there to fight him as he runs through showers and stays alive, but gonna get the orb. Showstopper is not ready yet. They do have an Astro Wall still, as we mentioned earlier, but again, with the not like to force it out, but Bolts against pancakes. Konpeki going for another spray down once again. He gets 2. Finally traded out by Verdi. Gucci will catch Boltsy. And now, guess what? It's Viper in the other site.
Yeah.
Around.
Standard. I gotta say, I'm really liking how Konpeki is playing this Sky. I feel like there's kind of been a trend of Sky a little bit more supportive on a lot of teams. And initially when she kind of came into the meta, it was because she was replacing Phoenix and it was really just this very aggressive duelist style of Sky. Konpeki has been showing that off a bit here. He's aggressively taking these he's flashing for himself and he's peeking off it and getting multi-kills left and right.
30 seconds left.
Come on, where are you? Lands are great, man. Like, I mean, obviously you could type this out, but it's just not the same vibe. It really isn't.
But you know that we're all thinking this in ranked, right? There's one
yeah.
guy with a sheriff and
Absolutely.
3 people
10
watching the
seconds
spike with rifles. It's like, oh,
Yo! This guy's lost. He's not.
I have the spike.
I mean, he's gonna get the gun and get out. Obviously, it's no chance for a win, but yeah,
it's worth.
he's gonna go for it. Oh, that would have been something. So got the kill, got the Phantom, got out. So yeah, not too bad of an end there. But yeah, AKREW again, still overall very satisfied. 11-6, trying to really close things out here and send it to a map 3 on Haven. Neon leading the way with it, as I mentioned earlier. As soon as he got that operator on the first half, Neon just went off. It is now 29-3 as an operator in hand once again.
Being aggressive here in A short as well. Love this angle.
Almost got a double chance. Gets Verdi though. Already down 1.
You watch it like it!
Neon, that's going to be an Astral Wall, so still BSG really trying to force this issue. You're right though. AKREW is locked down on defense right now. They're making it very difficult to get anywhere. Redux gets just Gucci though. Pancakes. Volko Redux jumped up on the box. And here comes Seekers defensively into the Viper's pit. So everything being used this round. It is chaos all over with the utility. Diamond hiding in that Viper's pit. Taking some stray bullets. Down to 30 live. Does he teleport? No. Gonna just back off in a short, but being flanked. Terms. Diamond got calm. Okay.
All right. Breaks contain. He's going to be able to make his way over towards B. The rotations are going to be there, and obviously, what, a total of 50 health between the two players on BSG, but at least getting the spike down gives them a shot. Say that.
Yep, not so much. And obviously that just delays the spike plan now, so now Jet doesn't go for a play. No, they're still going to get the spike plan off. But yeah, not much life to work with as you talked about. And on the other side, AKREW is pretty healthy. Ready to go, and Konpeki will even make it more difficult. Takes out Terms easily, and Diamond just going to hold elbow. See what he can make happen.
Doesn't have any snake bites to work with. AKREW playing this pretty safe, not giving him any free peeks. Play as a team. One person will hold, two people will play defense.
Ooh, almost. Got Konpeki down to 6 life, but in the end killed, and 12-6. So map point looking good for AKREW. As again, trying to force that Haven map 3 here in the winter finals of Group A.
Speaking of Haven, I guess it's worth noting that while AKREW is 15-1 on Bind in the last 2 months, they are 17-1 on Haven. So things may not get a little easier for BSG, even with the map reset. Yeah. Obviously, they are back against the wall here.
And Neon again, where's he looking this time? Looks like Long Bean. Nobody's there on the side of BSG, so this time not going to run into the operator. They'll drone up short A to clarify that Jet at least is not here, or anyone else for that matter. In fact, because the showstopper jumping in again! It's killed! Yeah, the showstoppers just aren't on point for Verdi this game, unfortunately. Terms catches pancakes, though, hiding behind that wall as soon as it goes down. Diamond got Gucci. Neon trying to go for the knife kill, down to 47 life, but still has an operator. Meanwhile, Calm, good timing there, takes out Diamond. Terms, shock dart kill though on a Neon, but Calm, no, he gets treated immediately. He got Terms. But Boltsy takes him out. 1 versus 1. This is it. Can AKREW clutch to take the map? Konpeki specifically.
This time is very awkward. Boltsy just missed it. Konpeki doesn't have an angle to this cubby where Boltsy's now playing. The shoulder gets seen. He only has 3 bullets though. He's gonna have to reload at some point. I'll switch his weapons. Okay.
Works too.
Pulling them in.
No way he plays this aggressively, right? Delay. Sure.
Let's go!
Okay.
All right. Well, 1v1.
Yeah.
Goes the way of Astra.
That was honestly, I was expecting a little bit more of a blow up with the pop off there, but with the way this series has been, but no, that's just a simple saying, and then we're moving on. All right. So 12-7. BSG does stay alive though. Clutch in the end. Coming out from Boltsy. They got a Guardian for Terms this round, so it's one of those cases like, yeah, they won the round, but they're still, not the most healthy in terms of economy.
Yeah, they're just forcing into every round at this point, obviously. It's like maybe a fast hit A short. They're up into lamps already. Redux gets tagged. This is bad for Jet.
Jet, Redux is dead, and more damage for the Hunter's Fury. Diamond. Good pancakes though. Boltsy got Konpeki.
Down A.
Diamond traded out by Gucci eventually. Gucci holding tight on the showers. Good shot there on Verdi. He finds 3 kills now in total. Chance for more. Worked up short, and what an angle. What a hold from Neon. Trying to peek past, pick up the spike, but with that operator, really no chance to get it. And now it's up to Boltsy, 1 versus 3. Let's just last round. Different scenario though, and AKREW will do it. And we're going map 3 on Haven. So yeah, very comfortable map. It was the map choice of Bind, and I think that definitely showed, especially on the defensive side, right? Like the first half was actually really good for BSG, but the defense completely locked down for AKREW.
Yeah, it was really, really hard for BSG to find any forward momentum. It seemed like they were just getting absolutely shut down, like before they would even get close to the site. They came close to planting a couple times, and did get the spike down maybe once, maybe twice. But either way, it was very, very one-sided once that flipped over to AKREW on defense.
Yeah. Well, we're going map 3, and with this series, with the I gotta admit, with Well, trash talk going on. I'm excited. I know the fans are as well, the viewership, and looking forward to seeing what happens here between AKREW and BSG as we're going to be heading into map number 3 on Haven. But before we go into that break to get things set up and calm down a little bit, I want to real quickly once again give another shout out to one of our sponsors here. Experience Mavix Gaming Chairs, the exclusive chair partner of Nerd Street Gamers and local host. All Mavix Gaming Chairs features the Future 9 functions of critical ergonomics to support gamers everywhere. Get yours today for as little as $24.69 a month. Use code NSG55 to save $55. Shop at mavix.com/nerdstreetgamers. Awesome chairs right there. Well, Elevated, we got a fun series here, and we're going to be going to map number 3 on Haven after this short break. So stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back. Map 3 coming up next.